Hey yo, it's the GroveStGambler back with another mediocre gameplay and commentary, and here we are back again on the Forza 4 demo. And once again, my PVR totally glitched out trying to record the beginning of this race. That's exactly what got recorded. I don't know what the heck happened there, but it seems to happen a lot on this game. I don't know why. But anyways, what I want to talk about today is Rivals mode and how to set good, clean lap times, which pretty much means how do you dodge traffic, because I don't know if you noticed, but when you play on the M5 or the 458 Italia, you got these other cars on the track and they're moving all slow, like track day enthusiasts getting in your way when you're trying to set a good lap time. And they always seem to pop out of the middle of nowhere and just scrape the side of your car at the most inopportune times, just ruining your clean lap, making it into a dirty lap, and just totally, ruining all your effort. Because as we all know, on Forza 4, these leaderboards, the clean laps count for everything. All the clean laps are ranked higher than all the dirty laps, so it's really important to get clean laps without hitting anything or spinning out or anything. Now, one of the most important things to realize is that your first lap is never going to be a very fast lap because of that standing start. So really your second lap is the one that really counts. So your first lap, you kind of want to take it a little easy just to guarantee that you get that nice clean lap, and then get a nice exit speed out of the last turn so you can get across that start-finish line as fast as you can. And hopefully you're still running a clean lap by then and you can get a good start on your second lap and set a good time. Except for me right here, I just hit the wall right there, which just turned this lap into a dirty lap. And so now you see the little triangle next to my lap time. That means this is a dirty lap. It's not going to count as a clean lap. So no matter how fast I go on this lap, it's still not going to count as a clean lap. And so here I am crossing the start-finish line, and now you'll notice I'm on lap 2, but I still have the triangle next to my lap time. That's because this lap also doesn't count as clean, because as it turns out, for a lap to count as clean, the last part of the previous lap has to also be clean. So because I hit the wall like on the second to last turn there, they counted that basically as like cheating for the second lap, so this one's not going to count either. And what that means is I have to run the last half of this map without hitting anything in order for lap 3 to count as a clean lap. So now to get on to the main thing, which is how to dodge the cars. A lot of people when they're playing this, they get really frustrated because it seems like these other computer controlled cars are like always in your way. Well, if these other cars are always in your way, it's probably because you're, really crazy and trying to drive on the normal racing line, right? Like why would anybody do that? But if you'll notice, all these computer cars are driving exactly right on that line. So if you're trying to drive on that line too, you're going to be constantly running into these guys. So basically what you need to do to avoid the other cars is to do the exact opposite of what you normally would do when you're trying to drive on a track. So what that means is like, normally you would start on the outside of a turn, and then once you hit the apex, you cut in toward the inside, and then as you get to the exit, you drift back out to the outside. But that's exactly what all these computer cars are doing, and they use up the entire road. So if you try to sneak in on the inside, like right here, they're gonna squeeze you into the wall. And if you try to squeeze to the outside out here, that guy almost squeezed me into that wall. So you gotta do the opposite of that. So here I'm cutting toward the outside as these cars hit the apex. I'm a little bit extra wide here maybe and sideways, but now as I come past the apex, now I'm cutting in toward the inside because all the computer cars drift all the way out to the outside, and if you try to pass them on the outside, you're going to get squeezed into the wall. So now I've started the third lap, and there's no triangle next to my lap time, so I know that this one so far is counting as a clean lap, so I'm going to try and go for it and try to beat my rival here. Another thing to keep in mind is, don't be too fixated on your rival's ghost car because they're not really there, and while you're chasing him down, they might be hiding a real car and you might run into it, and then your clean lap is not clean anymore. So definitely want to watch out for that. Now, of course, when there aren't any computer cars around you, you do want to be on the normal racing line to be as fast as you can. But once you start coming up on these lines of cars, that's when you got to start doing it. You got to be on the outside at the apex and the inside at the exit. And the real key to doing this is finding the gaps in the lines of cars where you can make that transition from the inside to the outside. So here I choose my gap right here. I'm on the inside, I'm flipping to the outside so I can avoid everybody. And then later on, I'm going to have to flip back to the inside, but this is a pretty big gap right here. So that's basically the key, is just finding these gaps where you can flip from the inside to the outside and just always staying off of the main racing line whenever there's a bunch of other cars around you. And you should also just generally drive a lot more conservatively than you normally would on a solo hot lap, just because you need to be able to deal with these unexpected situations with the other computer cars. So here I am again on the outside of the turn at the apex and then cutting into the inside to avoid these guys who all go to the outside. And now we're coming up on the last turn. I'm really trying to concentrate now on not hitting anything, because it would be a real shame to make a nice, good, fast, clean lap and just ruin it all at the exit of the last turn. So I'm staying way clear of that guy. And here we go. I beat my rival by quite a bit, more than 2 seconds actually. And normally I do hit continue racing if I just did a clean lap, because if I hit a groove, then maybe I can improve on my lap time. And probably my exit speed at the last turn was probably better. So might as well just go for another go at it and see if I can't improve my time. And you know, sometimes you get into a good groove, and other times you know, hit cars like that and you might as well just give up. But I did manage to set a pretty good lap time that last time around, so I just want to show you guys the results of trying to use this kind of technique here on the leaderboard. So that previous lap just set me into the top 1% out of 157,720 players. That's not very mediocre, my friends, so I don't know, maybe I gotta change the name of my YouTube channel to something else, although my Call of Duty play is pretty mediocre, and so is my commentary, so maybe not. But anyways, I hope you got some good tips out of this, and you can use them to embarrass your friends on your own leaderboards, and if you beat me, let me know so I can come back and try to beat you again. If you're using a wheel though, I'm not, so you cheaters. Anyways, once again, I'm the GroveStGambler. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe on the roads out there, and good night.